Hi, in this demonstration we're going to show how we cleanse the graft after it's been processed by the smart dentin grinder. So where we're going to start the process here is after we've already used the grinder, we cleaned the tooth went into the chamber, we ground it up, it was sorted into the different compartments, and we now have particulate in both compartments, and we're ready to cleanse the graft before we introduce it back. What we're gonna need for this cleansing procedure, we're gonna need a dappen dish or a mixing dish that comes with the kit. We're gonna need 2x2 gauze pads to dehydrate the liquids. Sometimes we might want to use a spatula or a mixing utility. And of course we need the liquids, which come in a box like this. This is the latest version. And you have 6 Dentin cleansers and 6 PBS phosphate buffered salines. Okay, so the first step we're going to do is we're going to take out the graft from the top compartment of the smart dentin grinder. In this case, this is what we got from a second molar. So quite a nice amount of graft. In the top compartment, we're going to have graft of 300 microns to 1200 microns. If we think we need more than this for the site, then we can always combine the graft we have in the second lower compartment, but this is going to be much finer, smaller particulate graft, and we can use it, but only in conjunction with the graft we have in the top drawer. Okay, so at this point we will open up the mixing dish. It comes in a sterile packaging. Everything we offer with the kit comes sterile. Okay, we'll open it up and we'll transfer the graft from the compartment like so into the mixing dish. Okay, at this point we will apply the Dentin Cleanser. So I have one right here. This is the Dentin Cleanser. You will notice it comes with a red cap and the label says number 1, means we have to use this first. It's very important we use a Dentin Cleanser first. And there's labels here that you always look at the labels, Dentin Cleanser and the date. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up the bottle and we're going to apply the Dentin Cleanser so it completely covers the graft. Okay, this bottle is enough for one procedure, so don't try to save the cleanser. It's important that the graft will get cleansed nicely. Even if you put too much, it's fine. I prefer that you put more than less. At this point, we're now we can mix it up a little bit like that, like so, and we're gonna wait for 10 minutes for the Dentin Cleanser to do its job. It is extremely effective. It's a high pH solution of sodium hydroxide and ethanol. It will clean out all bacteria, viruses, and toxins out of the graft, but keep in mind that this is a high pH solution. The 10 minutes are now up. We are ready to dehydrate the solution. We want to take out as much of the Dentin Cleanser as we can. Some people like to use pipettes in order to do that and siphon out the excess liquid from the graft. I prefer, and we typically recommend, to use sterile gauze, which is the quickest and most efficient way of doing it. We slightly tilt the mixing dish and we introduce the tip of the gauze into the mixture like so, and it's really doing a good job as far as soaking as much of the Dentin Cleanser out and you can see that it is pretty, it's pretty dehydrated. Okay, at this point, we're going to introduce the PBS phosphate buffered saline. It says number 2. This is the second step. So you'll see the bottle says number 2, phosphate buffered saline. Okay, this is an important step. What this does, and once again, we're going to completely cover the graft, and even more so, I want the graft to really soak in this. I'll mix it up thoroughly like so. I can cover it if I want to, just so it doesn't spill, or if anything moves, it doesn't spill. But for this purpose, I'm going to leave it open, okay? And I'm going to give it 3 minutes to soak in and completely buffer out the solution. The reason why this is so important is because, first and foremost, it will wash out the Dentin Cleanser out of the graft. But it will also bring the solution back down to pH 7.2, which is the physiological pH. Okay? Very important to use this. In many cases, I actually recommend to repeat the wash process twice. Again, in total 3 minutes, but you can wash it once for 2 minutes. Take a gauze, once again, soak out the excess liquid, and then even wash this one more time with the PBS, just in case, if you prefer to do that. But again, use the entire bottle. Don't be stingy. Don't try to save the solution for other cases. You have plenty of other bottles for that. This is an important step. At this point, the graft is ready to be used. You can take a spatula, kind of see what this is going to look like, how it handles nicely. See, it's pretty sticky. Handles very nice. And you can give this straight back to the doctor in order to place into the site, into the socket or the augmentation site. And this is pretty much the end of the cleansing process. The whole process will take 13 minutes. Again, 10 minutes with the Dentin Cleanser, and then 3 minutes with the PBS, but use as much of the PBS as you can. Previous versions of the bottles, if you have previous versions, looked like that. Again, the Dentin Cleanser was a bottle that looked like that with a red sticker, a red dot on top, and the PBS, the wash, what we now have is the green, looked like this one without the sticker on top. But these are older versions of the product. Okay, I hope this was informative as far as how to produce a clean graft ready to go. As far as the level of cleanliness of the graft, we have tested thoroughly the process, and based on laboratory results, we are seeing that this process that I've just showed is equivalent to gamma radiation. I hope this was helpful, and enjoy the process.